So, I want to talk a little bit about designing sort of a theme and world. What I have here on the screen at the moment is just a very simple little character design that I'm working on for some 3D potential. It's just a little character. Oops, let's go ahead and snap to get away, snap. It's just a little character design. Now, something that you want to consider with all character design, and this kind of goes further into sort of a world design, because I'm kind of thinking of an entire world here, right? Is what are these characters? Where are they from? What do they do? So I'm kind of making a whole new little race of little sort of dinosaur people, essentially. Or at least this one. This is sort of like a little dinosaur made off of like a parasaur kind of idea. It might be a little different. It might be like kind of an alien on a different world. Not high tech, which I know is maybe a little bit of a trope for dinosaurs. Oh, they're primitive. It might even be kind of more interesting in a dinosaur way to have like them have technology or something. I'm kind of going for more of a Dinotopia. Is that what it was? By is that artist that does dinosaurs? Hey, let's go ahead and take a look. Here's a chance for us to take a peek. So Dinotopia. Oops. And in this case, yes, but not this terrible show. Just the artwork by James Gurney, which is fantastic. He does fantastic paintwork, and he's got all these dinosaurs. And this is more like they are dinosaurs existing, and people kind of live with them, and they want to see a cool image of these. These are not very good images. The art of James Gurney. There we go. See? So you get all these really neat dinosaurs walking around. And they're all outfitted and such. Which is, people on them jousting. I kind of am not so much this, but I don't know. This is very, very dinosaurs if it was medieval times. Not quite going for that. I'm kind of more interested in more sort of like outfits. The initial thing was this wonderful artist here, this Cindy Avellino. I just really liked their character designs here, so I thought that's kind of neat. I'm looking more, not quite like this, but oh look, they got like little tablets and stuff. I guess they're kind of sci-fi-y. Anyway, so all these things kind of come together when you're trying to think of a theme or an idea for some kind of world. At the moment, I'm just kind of doing like their proportions for this character so that I can set them up. And I probably need to work out a fair bit of how they're going to kind of... I think they're going to have kind of big fingers. But that's worth consideration too, right? Because if that's going to define, like if this race of creatures has really big fingers, how do they hold things? Are they very nimble? Are they kind of clumsy then? It would kind of start to define some of their technology. So maybe I'll make them have sort of slightly nimble, little claw-tipped hands, right? So they're not super nimble necessarily, but they're not like giant, foam glove fingers that couldn't hold anything like a pencil or something, or like a quill, because I think I'd like them to be able to use some sort of magic maybe. Well, they'll do some kind of rituals. This one I want to be sort of a priestess of their race. And I'm having some issues there. I might come back to this. Let's go ahead. Of course, standard drawing proportions and everything still apply, of course. Let's go pop that on up here. It's a little better. That seems about right. So I'm kind of laying in these levels a little bit. And when I'm really ready, I'll start to thin down my pencil, my brush tool, make it even smaller so I can get those fine lines. I'm always being told that I'm a little too thick and chunky with my line work. So I'll go back in and clean stuff up. And I'm really not sold on the head straightforward yet. I think that it's a little too, like, it's a little too big. Right, so the horn would be back out here, right? And I really like this idea that they have a little blowhole on the top of that. So they're not totally a they're not totally. See, we got some dinosaurs. These actually do have little nostrils. This is kind of the base design it's coming from a little bit, but I kind of want a little more unique, and I want to put the blowhole on the top, like some kind of orca or something. It's like almost reminiscent of a third eye or something. Maybe this species can be kind of pragmatic and wise, maybe. And maybe more peaceful than not. And those are all coming, those will help define, you know, the kind of looks. Now, you can always go against the grain, and you can be like, well, maybe if they were peaceful and wise, maybe they also have like giant spikes or something, you know, like or something, but they're peaceful. Maybe. Especially when it comes to dinosaurs. I don't know if any dinosaurs were necessarily incredibly peaceful, considering that they lived with a bunch of giant meat-eating T-Rex type creatures. But you can think of like the ankylosaur with its spiky shell and stuff, and it's very defensive and turtle-like. Not sure about that. Might leave these. Without offsetting that balance, we almost need it to have more weight back here, don't we? So I'm kind of going with like smooth and round, big round shapes. Big round shapes. This is a female of the species. Alright, so I'll probably delete half of it and we'll come back in and just do a duplicate over. Alright, so now that we have sort of this general idea of what the character might look like, we can start playing with what some of the items in the world or the outfits they wear and such would be like. So I kind of would like them to be, for a couple of reasons. I don't want to model a whole lot of big poofy clothes, so I'm going to make it so that the clothing kind of sits on the characters, you know, tightly kind of thing. And kind of goes like this. And it's got like little beads or something woven into it, so they look really nice. And again, this is sort of a priestess outfit, so I want there to be little bits and bops. And what kind of colors would there be in the world, right? Which I'm not quite there yet. I'm not quite to the color schemes yet. I'm still kind of playing with these ideas of outfits and designs. Probably up like this. And it would be like go over the legs like this. Well, probably would go, let's do this here and one more here. Right, get the little bead designs in there, which would probably just be texture represented. But I also like the idea of them having these little items they can wear. Yeah, like little ornamentations they wear on their face, like jewelry. It wouldn't cover up their nose hole or nothing. It would be these little pieces hanging off of here, kind of silhouette them out, and then come back in and clean them up. Right, and then there's like little, you can put like little back here around the head. Kind of like that. They just kind of like hang down. Little pieces here. Kind of like hangs down. Right, so then you got these nice little bits and bops everywhere. And these could have cool little gems or something on them. I don't know. I just always kind of go to gems in my brain. They should be like little gems. Kind of get in here and right, yeah. And then same thing here. Down here you got these little beads and stuff woven in. Clothing layer. We'll make it look clothing 1. We'll call this one the base layer. Base layer. Right. Probably could go in and do some more cleanup on the base layer, but you know, get some little ornamentations there. Let's get rid of this timeline. I don't need this in here. Let's go. Timeline, go away for now. All right, there we go. Taking up a third of my screen. All right, so some other things. I'm gonna go ahead and make like a little. Oh, let's save this. All right, and let's make another little layer. And again, I haven't really gotten into the colors yet, which, you know, that would be something you'd want to include as well, is color thoughts on things. But I haven't quite gotten there yet. I'm still working with sort of what are we doing with their outfits, their designs, their body structures. I like the idea of there's a little staff that she carries around. I haven't even given her a name yet. Probably could use a name, maybe. I'm terrible with names. I'm really bad at making names. All my names are always the same thing. You know, get some little. But what kind of technology do they have to make the things that they make, right? Well, I'm going to say that they have at least mastered bronze and brass, kind of. So they got some Bronze Age, maybe, technology? So they can make their little trinkets, right? Let's see here. Alright, I'll put like a little kind of little things here. Yeah, I'm just playing with some ideas. Right? They make intricate little pieces, so their fingers, not super intricate, but enough, you know, they can use their fingers to make these little designs. This staff would be a little bit bigger, so if I took it, copy pasted, and let's go ahead and size it up a little bit. It'd probably be like maybe like this, like that. Of course, now it's a little fuzzy. Here, and here, and do a little cleanup on that. And so what is exactly going on with this? I'm not sure yet. She uses it in ceremonies. Maybe she can do some kind of magic-y stuff with it or something. Maybe some healing, something like that. You know, I mean, what kind of priestess is she? Well, I would like to think that they help prevent disasters from occurring. So they have them to essentially, it's kind of like they appease the gods and prevent, you know, earthquakes and eruptions and stuff, right? Pretty important sort of thing. So maybe not like incredible power, but like the power to. It's more like think of it like kind of whenever you watch those animes and you see some kind of like water priestess or something doing a thing to, oh, I can tell where there's water and save the village. More like that. Like I can tell when there's like disturbances, and maybe I can work to kind of appease entities, or maybe like some kind of summoner. Maybe can banish or talk to spirits or something like that. I don't know. Maybe there should be some things hanging off here. I don't think so. I think it gets overdone. Maybe just a little staff here. Right, so we kind of have some outfits, some garments a little bit. Got a staff item, got some I need some more. I wanted a little bracelet thing going on. Alright, so once I'm kind of satisfied with the base layer here, I can start doing some color stuff, but I'm not quite finished with the design. I'm trying. I need a little bit more. I want a little bit more, and I'm gonna have a little bit more with maybe going into sort of like what their environment might look like, right? So let me take a break from doing this character here. I gotta go back and kind of clean up some of these anyway. Just still playing with these ideas. Oops. Alright. That's okay. A little cufflink kind of thing. Alright. Now, this in 3D, I don't know. Might be a pain. So, I'll make a note. That might be a little too complex for just a little wristband. and revisit it. I mean, I like kind of like this layout, like there's a little piece set on top of the cuff and stuff, but might have to go back and make some adjustments. These are a little easier to do than just sort of extrusions out of the base mesh. But next, I like to do quad draw out of the base mesh. But so let's go ahead and give this a pause for now, and I'll come back with maybe some environmental design here.